Okay, it's Sherry again, and yes, I'm back pretty quickly for this second video tonight, third of the day or fourth of the date. I can't remember. And these are actually when I say that I'm using props, they're not props. These are actually books that I read. Uh, and one of the things that I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be going over some Windows security features that have to do with authentication and domain, and possibly even something we call Active Directory. I didn't make that word up. That was made up a long time ago, and it's not something I would typically, even knowing, even being sort of high level tier tech support, or that I, if I were employed in that capacity. Uh, I am. I'm just going to get back. I guess that I'd call them the basics, but I'm not. I'm not sure that they're actually that basic. They're It's a fairly high level area of computer authentication. And so what I have here is three books. And one of them is a very, very, very important book for anyone working with computers in any capacity, even, I guess, maybe even tech support. And it's called Code Complete 2, second edition, Steve McConnell. And it's a Microsoft book. And what I want to do is make a little bit of a point here on if you're going to be working with authentication Active Directory, which would be sort of like not really like a local church, but more of a government or an enormous corporation, because that will spread over. That will just really, an Active Directory has power over a very large area. And let's say you were using the, where'd that crazy little thing go? Let's say you were in a closed circuit, like closed circuit TV, and for some reason you ended up creating your own great firewall, and maybe even having crossed it at the same time. So I can't use this YubiKey because I'm not in a closed circuit, and I intend to not be in one. But sometimes I am in a closed circuit, so I have to watch it, unfortunately. So I'm going to put this one away with the CCID, the closed circuit TV. Maybe you wanted free sports in the beginning, or maybe you wanted to have a program with your business or something. So even to get started, I guess for me in the tech support or the programming, let's say the programming area, you want to make sure you understand. This isn't a language right here. This is a sort of an overview on how to build software. Like I always say, if you're going to build an app, well, um, go ahead and read the IBM rational process, or read this before you do it, because you can really mess things up. And then the second book I'm going to show you here is one that ended up, I have never seen anyone who's written a book about computers like this, signing copies or giving away a bunch of free copies at all, because this book right here hosts Resources Deep Drive, and I do interact sometimes with the authors. They're on Twitter. There's not even enough RAM in the county I live in to really run VMware. I'm going to repeat that. RAM memory, okay? There's not really even enough memory or RAM in my local area. I don't mean nearby, I mean local area, to run VMware properly. So this is something, you might have wanted a signed copy, or you might have wanted a free book, but I don't think there should be a free book given away. First of all, this is really, really high level, and I read about it to know the theory, but I'm not involved in making a virtual machine in that sense. I might use VirtualBox from Oracle, not the Sun, not the Sun version of Oracle that is now, or Sun Java, which is now out again. It's been re-released, even though the root certificate's expired. I think, when was that last used? In the 90s. Going back to the 90s, people were using the Sun Java. And then I think Sun Microsystems sold that to Oracle. But don't forget that, please. The Sun Java and that all of that were sold years and years ago in the 90s. So it became Oracle. But you can still get the Sun version. Trust me, I found on my computer. Took it off promptly. And then this one again is back to the, I think we underestimate sometimes when this is gone. And what I want to say here is, let's just take a hospital setting. What does it take for a hospital setting? Well, I can tell you this. Upon admittance to a hospital, if you're going to be there for a few days and you bring a hairdryer, the hairdryer actually goes through the physical plant or the tech or the people who are working in the janitorial services only in a tech way. I'm not sure what you call it. I call it physical plant. And it has to do with the integrity of what some people like to use that word infrastructure. I'm not sure if they know what it means. But it's the whole basically the whole security of the hospital. One hairdryer, all right, used to have to run through that. Now they've got the cell phones and the smartphones, and some of the hospitals or wherever will let you let the patients get right on those, or even the employees, but not a lot. Like in Norman, Oklahoma, you're not allowed to use social media at the hospital. I think that's a good policy. It's frustrating, but especially now it's a good policy. So when we don't have people checking hair dryers for voltage or any other type of basic issue that could fundamentally mess up healthcare for everyone in the hospital, or even with the connected environment here, then it can spread out just like a crack and just spread, spread everywhere. So that's what I'm going to say is before you go out and get all excited about the data science, take a statistics class. Never hurt anybody. And then before you start wondering on and messing around with this, go ahead and just go and get a computer science degree on that. That might be almost a prerequisite, in my opinion. And so once again, we've got your foundation here. This is the foundation I have found of not basically, I guess I'm just going to put this, in the words that I feel and the frustration is before you go fuck things up. All right, this and this. Okay, thanks.